Jimmy Butler, good at basketball. Ooh, welcome in to the PHNX Daily Bet Show. I'm your host, Shane Diefbach, joined as always by Johnny Venerable. Got the puzzled look on his face today.
Yeah, I'm puzzled. I didn't think you'd be back this week. I thought we jet-setted you down to Mexico, and I was in charge. And then I found out you were in charge again, and I tried to put a nice little tasty prop for my friends in the chat, our viewers out there throughout the metaverse, and Shane declined it. So very frustrating.
I leave on Thursday.
Hmm.
I just wasn't here yesterday because I was doing other things. But we can talk about the draft tomorrow. We'll have a whole draft show tomorrow. I'm excited about it. Let's okay, before we get into the NBA, let's talk about what happened today with Will Levis. I thought, it might have been smoke screens by GMs or, maybe an agent got wind of something. That wasn't the case. Johnny, do you know why Will Levis's odds went from plus 4,000 to plus 400 in a matter of minutes?
To number one overall?
Yeah.
I have no idea. Go ahead.
There was a post on Reddit that somebody said that he is close to the situation, and Will Levis has been telling his family and friends that he will be taken by the Carolina Panthers. And and people ran with it, and they just hammered it on a bunch of books. So that's why that happened. I would suggest not touching that. It didn't. I've been
telling my family and friends that I too am going number one for sure.
Yeah. It didn't really affect Bryce Young's odds that much, unfortunately. It's still hovering around minus 1,000, minus 1,200. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
It is funny, and I dismissed this yesterday. Will Levis second overall, you couldn't even get plus money on. Is that part of this same garbage that we're hearing? If the Carolina Panthers gave up all that draft capital to trade up for Will Levis, they need to be disbanded as a franchise. We need to put them out to pasture. Never come back, Carolina Panthers. I don't think that's what's happening at all. I still think he is going to be the third or fourth quarterback selected. I would be irate if I was part of these fan bases that needed a quarterback, including Shane's precious Seattle Seahawks at pick 5. Taking Will Levis over Anthony Richardson or CJ Stroud is malpractice. It's draft malpractice. He is a first round talent, but I think he belongs probably in the mid to late teens. He needs to be in the Kenny Pickett kind of tier from last year. I think Richardson, Stroud, and Bryce Young are all top 10 quarterbacks.
So you got CJ Stroud to go second overall at plus 350 on BetMGM. Why do you see value in that?
Because I can tell you right now, there are many people that are still in the know with the NFL draft, insiders that are saying, I have to believe it when I see it, when the Houston Texans don't take a quarterback. And as much as I like the value yesterday, I shared with everybody, Shane, on the show with Sean DePaz, plus 2,000 Anthony Richardson to Houston. I also see the value of, okay, if there's a mock to be had, it's plus 350 with CJ Stroud. If I can get plus money at CJ Stroud, second overall, a couple days ago, or maybe a week ago, it was plus 100. I don't buy that they're going to take Will Anderson Jr. I don't think they're going to have 4 first-round picks in the last 2 years and not take a quarterback. And I don't love hedging my bet and sprinkling on multiple different props like Anthony Richardson to go second overall and then also CJ Stroud. But I feel like this is one of the unique scenarios in which I feel good about dabbling on both because I feel that strongly that one of them is going to hit. So take a 5 spot, put it at plus 2,000 for Anthony Richardson, and then take 20 to 30 bucks and put it on CJ Stroud at plus 350. It would surprise me wholeheartedly if they don't leave the draft without a quarterback at second overall. It's ridiculous. Why are these other teams being linked to these QBs? Houston desperately needs a quarterback. Why? Will Anderson Jr., he's a great prospect, but he's not worth not taking a quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll see. I hope it doesn't come down to that because it's just I don't want to see more Davis Mills. I'm sorry, yeah. I don't need it anymore.
It's the AFC. This isn't the NFC with Danny Dimes can win you a playoff game, right? And you can screw around with Brock Purdy. I like DeMeco Ryans. If DeMeco Ryans thinks that Will Anderson Jr. is going to help them this year, that's a sad reality. That'll get you from 3 wins to 3 wins.
All right. All those odds are courtesy of BetMGM, as always. And if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, you got to use that bonus code PHNX when you do. There's a few different offers depending on where you live, but for our AZ audience, you'll get up to $100 in bonus bets on your first wager with BetMGM. Again, just make sure you use bonus code PHNX. Also, join us for our Knockout Nights Cornhole League during the first Friday of every single month. They start next month in May, so make sure to come out for that. They're free to enter and will include food and beverage specials, giveaways, and BetMGM prizes. Look, there's just so many great things going on down there. The food is fantastic. The weekend brunch is great. We're out there for every single Suns away playoff game, so make sure to come see us in the second round against the Nuggies because you know that's happening. And yeah, now for my beautiful voice to read the wonderful disclaimer.
Disclaimer, 21 plus to wager. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in Washington, D.C., Mississippi, Nevada, New York, and Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369, New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, Arizona. 1-800-522-4700, Kansas, Nevada. 1-800-327-5050, Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help, Michigan.
We have breaking news. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Former 4-star freshman center forward Sean Phillips from LSU will transfer to Arizona State.
Hey, nice.
Averaged 1 point and 2 rebounds a game last year, but hey, he's a 7-footer. Okay, that's fun. All right, let's talk about the NBA. You can join us at 2 p.m. on the PHNX NFL show to talk more about that. Jimmy Butler had one of the all-time great playoff performances last night. As a game, yes, but specifically those last couple minutes, the closing minutes of that game, that was one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen. Heat check after heat check, no pun intended, and he willed them to victory. Now Giannis is staring at a 3-1 deficit. Are the Bucks bucked?
Yeah, they're done. They're toast. Teased it yesterday. They're not going to win 3 straight. I think Miami gets at least 1 more at home. And I think that if you're the Boston Celtics, you're cruising to the NBA Finals. And in a weird way, I don't think this is good for the Phoenix Suns. I don't think it's good for any contender out west because of the fact that I think the Celtics are going to have ample time to rest and get well. I think they're going to have quick series. I don't think Philadelphia is real or legit at all. I think they're going to steamroll them. I like the Knicks. I don't love them as much as obviously Boston. This is teed up for Boston. Somebody's doing the Boston Celtics, that being Miami Heat, a huge favor. It'd be like the equivalent, in my opinion, of what the Kings tried to do and now are falling on their face in the Western Conference. I think that would be the equivalent. But Jimmy Butler probably doesn't get his flowers enough. One of the best two-way players in the NBA over the past 10 to 15 years. And I think we're going to have a conversation, assuming Chris Paul gets a championship this year, which I think he will, is Jimmy Butler one of the best players to not win a title in this modern era? He got the Miami Heat to the NBA Finals a couple of years ago. Not a great Miami team. I think he was undervalued, of course, in Chicago and Philadelphia. Just a tremendous talent, very similar to Damian Lillard, where they could just go off for 50, 60 points on a given night. But this Miami team, they're interesting, but they've got a shelf life of the second round. And this is more about the Bucks. As you mentioned, Shane, Giannis and company, they've got a chip under their belt. Last year was kind of their mulligan year. They weren't healthy. Middleton, Giannis, they were banged up. It's like, okay, you're back this year. Let's get it going. And we need to start asking ourselves, was that championship against our precious Phoenix Suns, the crescendo, a little bit flukish maybe? That remains to be seen.
I don't think so. I think they got screwed with injuries, and then this game is an outlier. Jimmy Butler's not going to drop 50 and hit 3 back-to-back threes. It's awesome, but I don't know if they're completely toast yet. It's not looking good though. Regardless, the winner of this series probably gets the New York Knicks or the Cavs if they come back. And I think the winner of the series, whoever it is, even if it's the Heat, beats that team, and then you get either Philly or Boston. So in the conference finals. I could see the Heat going to the finals, man. I like how they match up against Boston. I really like how they match up against Philadelphia. It's just a matter of getting out of this first round. When you're surrounded by role players like Well, first of all, Duncan Robinson disappeared for 2 years, and now he's back playing basketball, and he's doing it at a pretty high level.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Shooting threes again, which is great. Good for him. He's one of the most overpaid players in the NBA, but good for him. And guys like Caleb Martin, hello, the dude did. I have never seen a role player have that much confidence.
By the way,
what?
Is he the son of Chris Martin, former NBA big man?
I don't know.
Kenyon Martin.
No,
Kenyon Martin, maybe?
No, not Kenyon Martin.
Okay.
There's a Kenyon Martin Jr. in the NBA.
That's right.
Who is the son of it? He has a brother, Cody Martin, or is it Caleb?
Gotcha. Okay.
Regardless,
popular last name.
When teams have role players like that are going to step up. I mean, that's what guided the Suns to the finals against the Bucks. Is your Torrey Craigs, who actually he wasn't great in that, but your Jay Crowders, your campaigns. Like when you have role players that surround a supreme talent like Jimmy Butler, who one of the best stories in the NBA, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You get production. So I'm excited to see what Miami can do if they get out of this first round, which as we said, it's looking more and more like it. But yeah, fun game last night, some fun ones today, all closeout games. Nuggets, Timberwolves, Celtics, Hawks, Suns, Clippers. Johnny, what you got?
I like dogs to cover tonight. I don't like them to win outright. I think the Clippers make it interesting in a loss. Same thing with the Hawks. Let's start with the Clippers. I think the Suns win. I think it's comfortable, but comfortable in the sense of like 7, 8, 9 points. I think we're going to get the Clippers' best effort tonight, albeit in a losing one. I think they've got an elite head coach. This series has been competitive with or without Kawhi Leonard. So I don't expect the Clippers to just roll over. I think they'd like an opportunity to get back in their building. I would not like that for a number of different reasons. I hope this series ends tonight. The Nuggets have just been a complete freight train from hell, carrying over what they've done during the regular season. I expect that to continue tonight against the Timberwolves. Not competitive. This line on a lot of different sites, including BetMGM, 9.5, can even get up to 10. I'd tease it up to 11. I don't think this game's competitive at all. And as I mentioned, I think the Boston Celtics take care of business against the Hawks tonight, but the Hawks keep it close. I don't love robust, especially in like make or break games, robust spreads like this in the NBA, but I am not allowed to put the money line on the screen when it's over 200, according to host Shane Deefman Fraud. So I went with the spreads for the Hawks and the Clippers.
Those are the rules. The rules. I don't make them. I just enforce them. All right, let's take a look at my picks. I'm in the same boat as you. I'm staying away from the spread in the Suns game. I don't know. It scares me a little bit. But I'm with you with the dogs tonight. I love the over in the Clippers game.
Dogs out, baby.
Clippers Suns game. Yeah, we'll let the dogs out. Get some flip flops on. I like the over in the Suns game. 223, not super high. We've seen a lot of points in this game. Norman Powell's probably going to give you 40. Devin Booker's going to give you 50. Everything's going to be okay. Atlanta Hawks, 13.5, ton of points, way too many points. I know DeJounte Murray's out, but come on, like that's just in a closeout game. Ice Trey's going to bring it. This game's going to be close. 13.5, way too much. The Minnesota Timberwolves, the Nuggets are probably pissed about the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if they covered this. But if I had to lean one way, it would be the Timberwolves. I really, really, really liked what I saw from them. Jokic gave them 40 plus last game, and that wasn't enough to beat the Timberwolves. And I know it was on the road, but he's kind of a liability on defense. And we'll see more of that next round. But yeah, Ant-Man is the reason why this game is going to be close, and I'm betting on Ant-Man tonight. I was blown away by this line. Anthony Edwards, his over on points, it's 28.5 at -105 at BetMGM.
Hey, help me as an NBA novice, Shane.
Yeah.
So Lakers likely going and advancing, Nuggets likely advancing. I think Warriors advance, and then obviously Suns advance. What's the matchup then of those 4 teams in the semifinals?
The Suns play the Nuggets, and the Lakers will play the Warriors.
Are the Nuggets the team you'd like to face the most out of those 3 teams?
Well, I would like to, yes, for sure. The ones that I would, yeah.
Isn't that wild? The Nuggets win almost 60 games. Did they win 60 games? And you would still rather play them over an old Lakers team because they have LeBron.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. Can't wait.
What do you 53? What do you think of that series? Who wins that? The Lakers and Warriors.
Oh man.
LeBron looks really good, man.
The NBA wants that.
I think they would rather have the Lakers. I think there's some Warrior. I would agree with you, Jacob, if it was anybody else. But here's what I think: Durant, LeBron in the conference finals is just the NBA's, best case scenario. So I think the Lakers would win that series. I think the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, who everybody wanted fired, did a masterful job at seemingly remaking the team. D'Angelo Russell has been fantastic. They stole him. And if Anthony Davis is going to play like this, his rebounding effort last night was ridiculous. If he plays like
LeBron too.
right, DeAndre Ayton better get his shit together. That's all I have to say. If it's DA versus AD in the Western Conference Finals, that's going to be difficult. So I think I would rather play the Warriors. Warriors look vulnerable. If De'Aaron Fox hadn't hurt his hand, this series would be over in favor of Sacramento, but he did. So it's over in favor of Golden State.
All right, last thing. Take a look at my props. I mentioned it. Anthony Edwards over tonight in points. It's only 28.5 at -105 at BetMGM. In the last 4 games against the Nuggets, he's hit this in the last 3 games. He's hit it every single time. The only time he didn't hit it was game 1 when he scored 18. But he still shot 40% from the field. He had a 40 burger, 36 and 34. I'm shocked if he doesn't go over in a game where it's win or go home. He's going to be playing the whole time, regardless if it's a blowout or not. So give me Anthony Edwards over on points. Then give me D-Book, best player in the playoffs this year so far, maybe other than Caleb Martin. So I'm taking Devin Booker's over on points at 30.5 at BetMGM. Johnny, anything else before we get out of here?
Peter Schrager reporting on the Pat McAfee show. As of right now, I think Tyree Wilson is going to the Texans with the 2nd overall pick. If that happens, I'm just going to keel over and cry tears of joy, maybe. But speaking of joy, experience joy on the reg. PHNX Cardinals every day, 4 p.m., including today. Also on the Pat McAfee show, Pac-Man Jones said Hopkins is getting traded this week. He's hearing from sources. Is a trade already done? Plus, Shane, how can the Arizona Cardinals ace this draft? We're going to tell you at 4 p.m. Be there.
Nice. I don't think they can. Just kidding. Go Cards.
We have punch.
Definitely go to the draft party on Thursday at 4 Peaks. That's going to be a hell of a time. And if you're not doing anything tonight, other than watching the Suns game, but if you're not watching the Suns game, you want to watch some baseball, we got a takeover tonight. So go look at the link in the description or go to phnxlocker.com. $28 if you're a diehard to become a diehard. That's going to do it. You can follow me on Twitter at Shane Deep. You can follow Johnny on Twitter at Johnny Venner. We'll follow the show on Twitter at PHNX_bets. We're here every Monday through Friday at noon. Right here on the PHNX Sports. Did you change to turn those notifications on? Leave a like, subscribe. You look terrifying right now, Johnny. And join us tomorrow for a draft show Johnny's been waiting for.
It might be a 2-hour show. We'll see.
It'll be about 8 minutes. Until tomorrow.
80 minutes?
Peace, love, and Tyree Wilson should have been 1st overall.
Never.